Week 13 question number 14 asks us to calculate revenue return to incremental marketing and return on marketing investment for program A and B. So what we're taking a look at here is we're currently spending $65,000 per year on marketing, which generates revenues of $380,000. Now we're considering spending an additional $145,000 or $98,070, and we're expected to increase revenues to $505 or $481.50 respectively. And we're trying to figure out, okay, what's our revenue return under each of those scenarios, and then what's our ROMI under each of those scenarios. So let's outline here program A and program B. First, we're going to take a look at revenue return to incremental marketing. So revenue return to incremental marketing, we'll call it that. And then we'll call it ROMI over here. So for program A, the incremental revenue that we're generating is $505,000 minus our baseline sales of $308,000, all divided by the additional expenditure of $145,000, which yields an 86% revenue return. Revenue return for program B, on the other hand, it's expected to generate revenues of $481,050 minus $380,000, which was our baseline sales, all divided by the expenditure of $98,070 for a revenue return of 103%. Now, drilling down to the margin level, taking a look at ROMI, which is return on marketing investment. Well, we're going to take that incremental revenue here, which in the case of A is $125,000. We need to multiply it by our contribution margin, which is 80%, so 0.8. Then we're going to subtract the marketing expenditure of $145,000, all divided by $145,000. Where in this case, that's going to yield a negative 31% return. For B, on the other hand, okay, the incremental revenue is $101,050 multiplied again by that contribution margin of 80 minus the expenditure of $98,070, all divided by the expenditure, which generates again a negative 17.6% return. So a couple of things here. We add this question to illustrate the difference between revenue return and ROMI, where you're taking into consideration the fact that the revenue is not money in the pocket. We have to, take into consideration that there is a contribution margin there. And we also need to take into consideration the expense of the marketing plan. So it's interesting to see the difference between the two. Now, should you discount a marketing plan because it has a negative return in year one? Not necessarily if you're expecting future streams of revenue. So you're acquiring maybe new customers under each of these programs that will be worth to you some kind of a customer lifetime value that may yield positive return in future years. So you should be considering that too.